Hello students, today we'll start our second chapter for class 6 science, that is components of food. Now what is the meaning of components of food? Components of food means what all substances are present in a food. So in this chapter we will read about the different components which are present in a food. In this chapter we will read about the nutrients and nutrition, food groups, nutrients of food, balanced diet, deficiency diseases, undernutrition, malnutrition and obesity. So let us start with the first topic, that is nutrients and nutrition. Now nutrients, I already told you in a first chapter. What are nutrients? Nutrients are the chemical substance which are present in our food like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Now what is the meaning of nutrition? Nutrition means taking these nutrients in the form of food is called nutrition. When we eat this food which are rich in nutrients, this is known as the nutrition. Moving on to our next topic, that is food groups. Now some foods are rich in carbohydrates, some are rich in fats, some may be rich in carbohydrates and protein. So different foods are rich in different nutrients. The major nutrients in a food are the carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. The quantity of these nutrients may vary in different food items. Based on the richness of nutrients, the food items are classified as energy giving food. These foods are rich in carbohydrates and fats. The energy giving food are rich in carbohydrates and fats. Second is bodybuilding food. These foods are rich in proteins. These bodybuilding food are rich in protein. Third is protective food. They are rich in vitamins and minerals. These are the three food groups. Apart from these three food groups, our body also needs the dietary fibers and water. Dietary fibers form the roughage part of the body. What is roughage? Roughage means the fibrous part of the vegetables and fruit. This roughage helps in the movement of bowel in the intestine, and water helps in absorbing the nutrients from the food. Okay, so these are very important for our body. And our next topic is nutrients of food. Now we'll read about the different nutrients in detail. Our first heading is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the main energy giving nutrients of the food. Carbohydrates are formed in green plants during photosynthesis. Now carbohydrates are a type of nutrients which provide us the energy. They are the energy giving nutrients and they are formed by the green plants during photosynthesis. Now we know during photosynthesis plant prepare their own food in the form of glucose, and glucose is the type of carbohydrate. Rice, wheat, maize, potato, apple, banana, etc. are rich sources of carbohydrates. When we eat this food we get the energy. Now these carbohydrates are of three types. First is the sugar. Sugars are simple carbohydrates having sweet taste. Glucose, fructose, sucrose and lactose are some example of sugar. Now sugars are simple carbohydrate. They have a sweet taste, and glucose. Glucose is present in the plants. They prepare the food in the form of glucose only. Fructose is the sugar which is present in fruits. Sucrose is the sugar which we use in daily basis for preparing food, and lactose is the sugar which is present in milk. All these sugar are a type of carbohydrate. Next is starch. Starch is a complex carbohydrate. It is tasteless, odorless and white powder. Now starch is again a carbohydrate and it is tasteless and odorless. Tasteless means it don't have any taste, and odorless means it don't have any smell also, and it's like a white powder. Cellulose. Cellulose is also a complex carbohydrate. Like starch, it is also tasteless and white powdery substance. Like starch also, cellulose are again carbohydrates, complex carbohydrate, and they are also tasteless and white powder like substance. Okay. Now next heading in nutrients of food are the fats. Fats are also energy giving nutrient and are obtained from both plants and animals. Now fats again provide us with the energy. These are the energy giving nutrient, and we obtain these fats from two things, plants and animals both. Fats obtained from animal products such as egg yolk, meat, fish and dairy products like milk, cheese, ghee, butter, etc. are known as animal fats. These are saturated fats. And fats obtained from plant products such as dry fruits like almonds, walnuts, cashew nuts, groundnuts, oil obtained from coconut, groundnut, sunflower are vegetable fats. These fats are unsaturated fats. Now, fats which are obtained from animals are saturated fat, and fats which are obtained from plants are known as the unsaturated fats. Now the fats that we get from animals contains cholesterol. Now cholesterol also get deposited in the blood vessel. What are blood vessels? Blood vessels are the vessels which carry the blood. और जब हम ये एनिमल फैट्स घी बटर ज़्यादा खाते हैं तो ये जो कोलेस्ट्रॉल होता है ये अपनी ब्लड वेसल्स के अंदर जाके डिपॉजिट हो जाता है, जम जाता है, जिसकी वजह से जो ब्लड होता है उसको फ्लो करने में प्रॉब्लम आती है और जो ब्लड होता है वो उसको बहुत हार्ड पुश करना पड़ता है ब्लड वेसल से पास होने के लिए, जिसकी वजह से हार्ट अटैक की भी प्रॉब्लम होती है. इसलिए मोस्टली जो एनिमल फैट्स होते हैं वो अपने को कम कंज्यूम करने चाहिए. जो घी बटर होता है इसको कम कंज्यूम करना चाहिए. ओके, सो दीज वर द फैट्स. नाउ विल रीड अबाउट द प्रोटीन्स. Proteins are body building food. A protein molecule is formed of a number of smaller molecules called amino acids. Now protein are the body building food. They help in the growth of the body, and these protein molecules are made up of amino acids. Amino acids are the compounds of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen. These are the compounds. Okay, and when these proteins are made up of these amino acids. Now the sources from which we get the protein, किन किन चीज़ों से अपनों को प्रोटीन मिलता है, that are the pulses, cereals, groundnut, beans, dry fruits are the sources of plant protein. Soya bean is the richest source of protein for vegetarians. Okay, now the soya bean is the richest source of nutrients for vegetarians. Milk, fish, meat, eggs and cheese are the main sources of animal protein. These are the sources of animal protein, and these pulses are the sources of plant protein. Okay, now our next topic is vitamins. Vitamins are the protective food. They help us to fight against diseases. They do not provide energy to the body. They are essential for the growth and normal functioning of the body. जो vitamins होते हैं they are the protective nutrient. They help us to fight diseases. They don't provide us energy, but they help in the growth and normal functioning of the body. Now again these vitamins are of two types. One is water soluble vitamins and the other is fat soluble vitamins. The vitamins which are soluble in water are water soluble, which are soluble in fat are fat soluble. Examples are vitamin B and C are water soluble, and vitamins A, D, E, K are fat soluble. Our next topic is minerals. Minerals are also protective nutrients. They also protect us from diseases. Our body needs them in small quantities. All of them are essential for growth and maintenance of good health. They are divided as follows. Now, just like vitamins, minerals are also protective nutrients. They also help us body to fight against diseases, and these are required in very small quantities in our body. There are two types of minerals. One is macro minerals and the other one is micro minerals. Macro minerals, they are needed in large quantities. Example, iron, calcium, phosphorus, sulfur and potassium. Micro minerals, they are required in very small quantities like copper, zinc, fluorine, manganese, etc. Okay, so these were the 5 main types of nutrients. Now the next is dietary fiber, that is known as the roughage. These are also important for our body. The dietary fibers are formed of cellulose. Cellulose we already read. It is a type of carbohydrate. Since we cannot digest cellulose, they do not provide us any nutrient. Dietary fibers help to get rid of undigested food. Now what is the function of these dietary fiber or this roughage? They helps us to remove the waste from the body. They helps in the bowel movement. Okay. Therefore dietary fibers are said to form food roughage. Now what is the meaning of roughage? Roughage means the fibrous part of the vegetables and fruits. We get dietary fibers from vegetables, whole grains, pulses and fresh fruits. Now some functions of roughage are given. Roughage helps in the retention of water and easy digestion of food. They helps in the easy digestion of food. It helps in easy and regular movement of bowel. Bowel means the undigested food which is present in the intestine. It helps to move this undigested food out of the body in the intestine. It reduces excess of acidity in the stomach. It also removes the acidity in the stomach, this roughage part. Now the next important component in a food is the water. Water is essential for life. About 2/3 of our body weight is due to water. Now everyone knows water is very essential, it is very important, and 2/3 of our body is made up of water. We get most water from the liquids we drink such as water, tea, milk, etc. All fruits and vegetables also contain a large amount of water, just like watermelon, it contains a huge quantity of water, and grapes also have enough amount of water. Now what are the functions of water? Water maintains our body temperature. It is needed in the excretion of body waste. It acts as a medium for chemical reactions in the body. It helps in the transportation of nutrients in the body. These are the function of water. Helps in maintaining body temperature, excretion of body waste, and medium of chemical reactions in the body, and transportation of nutrients in the body. So these were the nutrients, these were the components which are required for our body. Now we'll read about the balanced diet. Balanced diet we have already studied in class 5th also. The diet which contains all the nutrients in right proportion is called a balanced diet. A diet which contains all the nutrients, everything, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals in right proportion in sufficient quantity, that is known as balanced diet. It varies from person to person depending upon the gender, age group and living lifestyle. Now different persons have different balanced diet. Their requirement is different according to their age, gender and lifestyle. Suppose a laborer or a worker, he needs more amount of energy, so he needs more carbohydrates, and a person who is working in office, he needs more amount of proteins. Okay, so different persons need different type of nutrients. Now this balanced diet provides us with the sufficient amount of energy, because they gives the energy giving nutrients also like carbohydrates and fats, materials to repair the damaged cells or tissues of the body, they give us the proteins also, materials for growth and reproduction, again proteins. A balanced diet for a normal person and a healthy person should contain 60% carbohydrate, 15% fats, 25% protein and small amount of vitamins and minerals. For a healthy person, this is the balanced diet. At least he should have 60% of carbohydrates, 15% fats, 25% proteins and a small amount of vitamins and minerals. Okay, so this was the balanced diet, and this balanced diet is different for different persons. Now our next topic is the deficiency diseases. Now when our body do not get the sufficient amount of nutrients, we suffer from some deficiency diseases. Deficiency of one or more nutrients in the diet is expressed in the form of some deficiency symptoms. These are called deficiency diseases. जब हमारी बॉडी में किसी न्यूट्रिएंट की कमी हो जाती है, उसकी वजह से deficiency disease होती है. ओके, सो नाउ वील रीड अबाउट सम ऑफ द डेफिशिएंसी डिजीजेज, और वो किस किस न्यूट्रिएंट की कमी से होती है वो पढ़ेंगे. फर्स्ट इज प्रोटीन माल न्यूट्रिशन, मीन्स deficiency of protein. Okay, the protein deficiency disease kwashiorkor occurs in children of 1 to 5 years of age if they do not get sufficient amount of mother's milk. Now this disease kwashiorkor, it occurs in children of age 1 to 5 years old. Okay, when they do not get the sufficient amount of protein from the mother's milk, they suffer from this disease. And now what are the symptoms? कैसे पता चलेगा कि जो children है या जो बच्चा है उसको ये क्वाशियोरकर डिजीज है? तो उसके सिम्टम्स हैं, चिल्ड्रन सफरिंग फ्रॉम क्वाशियोरकर शो स्टंटेड ग्रोथ, मीन्स वेरी स्लो ग्रोथ ऑफ द बॉडी अकॉर्डिंग टू द एज, जिनकी ग्रोथ है जो बहुत कम होती है. लार्ज पॉट लाइक बेली, जस्ट लाइक यू कैन सी इन द पिक्चर, जो उनकी बेली होती है, जो स्टमक पार्ट होता है वो एक पॉट के जैसा होता है, मेंटल रिटार्डेशन, मेंटल प्रॉब्लम होती है, स्वॉलन फेस, जो फेस है वहाँ पे स्वेलिंग हो जाती है, थिन लेग्स एंड क्रैक्ड स्किन, दिस आर द सिम्टम्स ऑफ क्वाशियोरकर। दिस इज अ प्रोटीन माल न्यूट्रिशन, मतलब प्रोटीन के कमी से होने वाली ये डिजीज। ओके, नेक्स्ट इज प्रोटीन एनर्जी माल न्यूट्रिशन। नाउ जो इसके पहले पढ़ा क्वाशियोरकर, दैट वाज ओनली प्रोटीन माल न्यूट्रिशन। नाउ प्रोटीन एंड एनर्जी, मतलब प्रोटीन और एनर्जी कौन प्रोवाइड करता है अपनों को? कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स। तो ये जो डिजीज है मैरस्मस, इट इज कॉज ड्यू टू द डेफिशिएंसी ऑफ प्रोटीन ऑल्सो एंड कार्बोहाइड्रेट ऑल्सो। Protein energy malnutrition is a disease caused due to the shortage of proteins and carbohydrates in the diet of children. This disease is called marasmus. Just like you can see in the picture, जब प्रोटीन और कार्बोहाइड्रेट की बॉडी में कमी होती है तो ये वाली डिजीज़ होती है मैरस्मस। नाउ इसके सिम्टम्स कैसे होते हैं, कैसे पता चलेगा कि जो चिल्ड्रन है वो मैरस्मस हुआ है उसको? सो दीज आर द सिम्टम्स। चिल्ड्रन सफरिंग फ्रॉम मैरस्मस आर वेरी थिन एंड वीक, जस्ट लाइक यू कैन सी इन द picture, with loose folds of skin. The skin becomes very loose. In such children, the growth of the body stops and the tissues are slowly destroyed. जो body के tissues होते हैं वो destroy हो जाते हैं और जो body की growth होती है वो completely stop हो जाती है। So this is the another type of deficiency disease. पहले आप लोगों ने देखा था क्वाशियोरकर, जो प्रोटीन malnutrition से होता है, प्रोटीन की कमी से होता है, और ये है प्रोटीन एनर्जी malnutrition, जो जिसको बोलते हैं मैरस्मस। इसके अलावा देर आर two other types of deficiency diseases. One is due to the vitamin deficiency disease and mineral deficiency disease. The tables of these deficiency disease are given in your book. You can go through that. Now we'll read about the undernutrition, malnutrition and obesity, the last topic of our chapter. What is the meaning of undernutrition? When the body gets less amount of nutrients than required, even if it is balanced, the body becomes weak and sick. This unhealthy state of body is called undernutrition. Now when we are eating balanced diet, कि जो डाइट ले रहे हैं वो बैलेंस्ड है, इट कंटेन्स ऑल द न्यूट्रिएंट्स, बट द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ बॉडी इज मोर ड्यू टू द एज एंड लाइफस्टाइल। सबकी लाइफस्टाइल अलग होती है, सबकी एज अलग होती है, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग जो बॉडी की रिक्वायरमेंट्स है वो ज़्यादा है और उतनी रिक्वायरमेंट के जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स है वो नहीं मिल पा रहे हैं। उस स्टेट को बोलते हैं अंडर न्यूट्रिशन। Malnutrition क्या होता है? In malnutrition, the food is lacking or has shortage of one or more nutrients. It is due to the intake of unbalanced diet. Undernutrition में डाइट बैलेंस थी, बट malnutrition में अनबैलेंस डाइट की वजह से जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स है उसकी बॉडी में डेफिशिएंसी हो जाती है या शॉर्टेज हो जाती है, कमी हो जाती है। दैट इज नोन एज malnutrition. What is the difference between both? Undernutrition में जो डाइट है वो बैलेंस्ड है, लेकिन बॉडी की रिक्वायरमेंट के ज़्यादा होने के कारण अंडर न्यूट्रिशन की सिचुएशन होती है, और माल न्यूट्रिशन में डाइट जो है वो अनबैलेंस्ड है और उसी की वजह से जो न्यूट्रिएंट्स है उसकी डेफिशिएंसी होती है। एंड द लास्ट हेडिंग इज ओबेसिटी। ईटिंग एनर्जी रिच फूड इन एक्सेस कॉज फैट डिपोजिशन इन द बॉडी एंड लीड्स टू ओबेसिटी। जब कोई पर्सन ज़्यादा क्वान्टिटी में एनर्जी गिविंग फूड लाइक कार्बोहाइड्रेट को इंटेक करता है, उसको ईट करता है, देन द कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू फैट्स इन द बॉडी एंड गेट डिपॉजिटेड, वो डिपॉजिट हो जाते हैं बॉडी में। एंड इसका मेन रीज़न क्या है? व्हाट इज द कॉज ऑफ दिस ओबेसिटी? द पिज़्ज़ा, पोटैटो वेफर्स, नूडल्स, आइसक्रीम एंड सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक, दिस टाइप ऑफ जंक फूड यू आर ईटिंग इन excessive quantity, then it's lead to obesity. Also another cause of obesity is instead of playing outdoor games, playing games on computer and watching TV for long hours, this causes obesity. So student, this was the chapter 2. We read about the components of food, different nutrients we read, and the deficiency disease which are caused by the nutrients. Now we'll complete the book exercise. First question is, the sugar found in milk is sucrose, fructose, glucose, lactose. Yes, the answer is lactose. Which of these gets deposited on the walls of blood vessels if we take excess of animal fats? Roughage, cellulose, cholesterol, vitamin. The answer is cholesterol. Excess eating of carbohydrates and fats causes goiter, obesity, kwashiorkor and jaundice. What is the answer? Too much of carbohydrates and fats, just now we read, it leads to obesity. Our next question is, Oxygen is transported to blood vessels by vitamin A, hemoglobin, calcium and phosphorus. Now I want to tell you one thing. When we eat the food, we get the nutrients, and these nutrients they get dissolved in the blood, and blood flows to all the parts of the body. So this oxygen also is transported by the hemoglobin only, which is present in the blood. Vitamin that helps in the normal growth of bones in children is vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D and vitamin K. The answer is vitamin D. In the presence of sunlight also we get this vitamin. A child showing stunted growth, pot-like belly and a swollen face is suffering from marasmus, kwashiorkor, rickets, anemia. The answer is kwashiorkor. So these were the tick the correct answer. Now we'll move on to our next question, that is true and false. Proteins and carbohydrates are required in the same amount by all age group. The answer is no. Different age group require different amount of proteins and carbohydrates. So it is false. Obesity may cause heart diseases and high blood pressure. Correct. It is true. Just I told you cholesterol get deposited in blood vessels, which leads to heart attack, heart diseases. Okay. Shortage of one or more nutrients in the diet results in malnutrition. The answer is false. Pizza, potato wafers and ice cream are healthy foods. These are the junk foods. So again the answer is false. Vitamin D can be made in a skin in the presence of sunlight. It is true. So these was our chapter 2. By this our chapter 2 is completed.